Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. East Coast, good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Check in, check in. If you're here, say hello. Say welcome. If you're here for the first time, introduce yourself. Let me know that you're new if you're new. Randy, what's up? How you doing, man? I'm so glad. Back from vacation. Back from my vacation. You know what that means. Had a wonderful time, guys. I gotta say, I really respect everyone in this community. That, if you've been watching me for some time now, I gotta say, I really respect you guys. I must have gotten maybe a few text messages and a few emails while I was gone on vacation. And then as I came back on the 4th, the very next day, all the emails came in, all the phone calls, the text messages. I was like, it's like you guys knew that I was going away. Love it. So I really respect that. I really appreciate you guys, respecting my personal time, knowing that I was away, and then now we're back into the action. So I'm excited. I got a scenario on the board. I'm really, really excited about this scenario right here. We're gonna dive into some, uh, uh, the mechanics, the day-to-day mechanics. We're gonna analyze one specific month, okay, which is the most important month when we're doing velocity banking. Okay, let's see. Hey, Walter. Hey, JD. Hall. Hello, Jeff, Samuel, John, Jeremy. How you doing? Evil says I needed that break. Yeah, definitely did. Good morning, Jorge. How are you? How's everything going? All right, we got enough. We got a good amount of people in here. Just a couple of announcements I want to make. Um, Valentine's Day is around the corner. If you're looking to get your woman something real nice, something unique, you can buy her some gold. I got a link in my description where it says buy gold here. It's a really unique, cool looking card, and it's just like a collector item, so to speak. And you can also, exchange or barter if you ever wanted to. But, I've made a commitment every year. I buy my girlfriend some gold. I let her know how valuable she is, put some gold in her kingdom. So I just thought I should let you know that. The second thing is, had a major delay in t-shirts. I know you always see me wearing my Velocity Banking t-shirts. I am in the process of working with someone to get shirts, custom made shirts. So I have a list of people that have been contributing since last year at the tier 3 level, and then this year at tier 4 and then up. Uh, don't worry, I'm going to get some shirts out to you. Hopefully by the end of this month. I'm hoping for that, but we'll see. And then this week is a little bit emotional. I have an older sister. Her birthday's on February 9th. So, a lot of the success that I've been having over the last couple months is all due to you and your support, watching the channel, liking the videos, subscribing, signing up, doing consulting with me, getting your numbers on the board. I made a commitment about like a year or two ago that, and this is from my older sister. Unfortunately, she's doing some time. She's away right now, so you know, I it can be tough. I don't know if you have this in your household, or you got family members that are struggling, right? You got the finance problems, you're in tons of debt, and you want to have the ability to give someone a second chance. And the only way to give people a second chance in life or to truly help someone is you have to be able to help yourself. You have to be able to establish your kingdom, your authority. You have to be able to manage and master your money, your finances, so that you can become a cheerful giver. So I just want to give my little testimony. Her birthday's on February 9th, and she's turning 33 years old. And when she comes back into the real world and back to our family, she is not going to have to worry about money. Like, I don't know about you, but that just gets me so excited to know that you personally, by learning these kinds of concepts that we're learning together, velocity banking, infinite banking, real estate investing, saving money, investing, all that, getting our fantasy league in order, all this, it is amazing to know that you have the power to give someone a second chance, to help them, and that when they return back into the real world or they get back on their feet, money's not going to be an issue. They just need to figure out what their purpose is in life, what the next step is for them, and they keep going. So, I just can't wait for that to happen. And I know there's people that I relate to every single day that, man, you're in the weeds, okay? Backs against the wall, right? You got nowhere to go but forward, okay? So this channel, as we keep evolving, man, more and more miracles are going to take place, okay? So I just want to let you know that. And now let's go ahead, dive into the lesson. We got 40 people, 41 now in the room. Hello to everyone. Let's talk about the scenario on the board here. We're doing velocity banking. This is an example in the state of Florida. Okay, we have a mom. Got a mom. Love it. All right. She is 814,000 in debt. Okay, we got a husband and wife, kids. Okay, beautiful household. I've been working with this family since December, and I have a ton of respect for these guys because they watched, when they first stumbled on my channel, they watched one video. I mean, that day they signed up. She signed up, and then I think the very next day or that same day, her sister signed up, and then a month later, the other sister signed up. So I'm serving the whole pack, the whole family. Love it. All right. Now, there are some questions that come up often for people like this family right here where income varies. It's very hard to get a grip on your monthly expenses, your trying to get that accurate number so that we can have accurate, readings on velocity banking so that we can make a proper execution. Remember, I'm always going to go conservative. So I have a couple of ranges here so that you can see. And I highly recommend taking notes on this one because this is going to be huge. Okay. So we have anywhere from 9,500 to as high as 12,700, sometimes like 12,900, almost 13 grand income per month. Okay. We have expenses anywhere from 9K to as high as like 11,500, sometimes as high as what we make, right? So in the very beginning steps, working with this mom here, I was like, listen, we got to redirect money. We got to cut off the savings. We got to redirect the 401k contributions. We got to redirect, that mutual fund, the we got to bring it all back. Hold on. Let's regroup, right? We have almost $1 million in debt. Okay, if something were to happen, all of those investments accounts completely liquidated, right? So let's regroup. All right, so we're starting off. When we redirected money, I managed to, say, all right, we're starting off with 500 cash flow, but we're gonna get ourselves to about 1,200. So I'm gonna be kind of in this range right here for a little bit. Okay, and then there's some other things that she has done in place. And this is something that I don't really talk too much about until I have my own personal track record, which is increasing your income. Okay. When you're doing velocity banking, that should also be on your mind, is how can I 10x my income? How can I build my income? What can I do? What side hustle can I get into? What can I get involved in? What business? Is it network marketing? Is it direct sales? Is it getting a second job? Like, we got to figure out different ways to bring in money. So something that she did was she invested in a Amazon, like Shopify e-commerce type of business. I'm probably messing it up, but it's somewhere along that lines. Okay, that is gonna provide us with additional income. Okay, now I want to break down the income so that you understand what we're dealing with. Okay, so currently we've got 20,000 cash in savings. Okay, 20,000. All right, I get a lot of questions. Denzel, what should I be doing with my savings? Should I implement that into velocity banking? I'm going to show you how we're going to do it in this scenario here. Another is we have two bonuses coming up, one in February, one in April. For 5K, the other one's for 3,500. After taxes, you could probably take off, a good 1,000 off of that. Okay. We have rental income, right? So she's already in the real estate world. Okay, she's got investment property. She's collecting rental income. Wonderful. And then I took her base salary, her base, 3,600 bi-weekly. Okay, so we're making our income bi-weekly. She works overtime. Okay, she's in the hospitality. Okay, she's the one that puts you to sleep before you go on the surgery. So she'll be like 5, 4, 3, done, right? So when she works overtime, that's where we get this big jump in income. But I'm not even gonna really like totally factor it in the example here, and I'm gonna show you how wonderful our results can be. Okay, and then we have other income, 584. So we got income coming from a lot of different places on different dates. If you're someone like this, where you've got your job income, business income, real estate income, the husband makes money as well, you guys get paid on different dates. A lot of the time, my God, most of the time, you're like, okay, when do I actually put all my income in to that line of credit? And then how should I be taking it out? That right there is the most confusing part in that very first month. So write this down. The most important month of velocity banking is the first month. We have to get as accurate as we possibly can, even if you're in this type of situation. Okay. So we started out not knowing, and then after, a month or two, boom, we got everything laid out. We're like, okay, we got a nice foundation here. Okay. She also has a line of credit for 20,000. 12.25% is the interest rate. So this is our tool that we're going to use for velocity banking. All right. That's the first part when we're doing velocity banking, getting all this down. Okay. The next part is coming over to here is knowing what I call your key dates. Okay. The days where money comes out, which are your bills, right? And debt payments, things like that. And then the days that you get paid. Very, very important to know when you get paid, because those days that you get paid, boom, that's when we're dumping our income in. Okay. So if we analyze over here, we've got money coming in. These are the different days, important days to know. And then we got money coming out. All right. Another key factor, okay, that she is doing, not everyone does it, okay? It's an extra step. If you can handle it, when I'm working with families, I ask them, hey, do you think you can handle this? If not, stick to the simple route, which is just put money into the line of credit, take money out when you need it, pay the bills, zero out the line of credit, make the next chunk. The extra step to velocity banking is when you could use a personal line of credit, a HELOC, right? One of the two, and a credit card, right? Why would we want to use a credit card if we already have the best debt tool? Well, it's simply to buy time, minimize interest costs over here, okay, offset, and earn points and rewards and things like that, okay? So on top of knowing our numbers, back of our hand, knowing our key dates, having another debt tool, right, the credit card, to run all of the expenses that we can pay with a credit card, all right? So all of the expenses that this family can pay with a credit card, it's going to go onto this card right here so that we don't have to pull additional money out of the personal line of credit. We can keep most of our income in there for as long as possible so that we can what? Pay nothing in interest. Okay? Any questions so far on this part right here, knowing your key dates, why this is so important, right? And you can draw this out for yourself. You're like, all right, here are all my bills. Here are the dates that I get paid. In that first month, we're solving for when do we make our first chunk, okay? Let me read some, let's see if there's any questions here in the chat. Let's see, Albert, how are you, man? Walter, can you please share a case in which the person has little or no cash flow? I've done that already. You gotta go on my archive. Go on my archive. I got plenty of videos. People making $2,000 a month. I mean, making nothing, right? With $200 cash flow, 100, 0. Okay, I've done it. All right. Watch my archive. Go on my archive. You'll see it. Redrin says good morning. Let's see. Catherine, it works. I started using this last year after watching Connor J videos. I've been doing this with the family. Wonderful, wonderful. Last name is Ramsey. That's ironic. Rich, what up? Welcome back. You're at work. All right, cool, man. Catch me later. Ronald, good afternoon. All right. Very difficult to do velocity banking here, but I'm trying. From Trinidad. Whoa. Okay. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Fill out my contact form. Let me know the country that you're from so I can match you up, so to speak, or you could put in your YouTube name. Because I'm really interested in learning about velocity banking in other countries because I know it changes a little bit, right? What's even more interesting is velocity banking is not even from the United States. Okay, so we didn't start this. All right, it started in Australia, to my knowledge. From the research that I've done so far, it all seems like it came from Australia. I know England does it. I believe in South Africa or Africa, it just the currency just changes, right? So the numbers change, the concept stays the same, right? There is one place, when I was in the Bahamas, I was blown by how much importing that they do. So everything is like ridiculously expensive. You buy a Honda over there or a Civic, it costs like $30,000-$40,000. A gallon of milk is $9. I'm like, what? A gallon of gas is $5. I'm like, how does that work? Like, I don't know. So there might be certain places where velocity banking might be a little tricky, but if we learn the system together, we could probably get some real cool results. Let's see. Hello, Taisha. How are you? Dwayne, how you doing? Let's see, John. I like the data idea. Part of finance, knowing where your money is coming in and what's going out. Yes, very important. Even if you don't know the exact number, at least we have a good idea, a good range. All right. So we know this part, got the key dates down. We know that we're using a personal line of credit, a personal unsecured line of credit from a credit union, 20K, 12.25%. And we're also using a credit card, okay, to do velocity banking with. Now, let's go into today, right? What's today? Today's the 7th, okay? So we have a current balance on this personal line of credit of 7,079. Okay, the reason why that's like that is in January, she made an initial chunk of $10,000. I believe it was like beginning of January or towards the end of December is when she made a chunk of 10 grand. Okay, so jot that down. First chunk was in January this year, 10K. Doing velocity banking, and now we've got a balance. The balance is down to 7,000. And when we were talking, she was like, "Hey, can we make another chunk? Okay, can we go ahead and make this next chunk because I've got this bonus coming in, right? And I also have this savings right here. I want to be able to, flip this money a little bit. What can we do?" So it was the 6th. That's the balance. We're gonna get paid on the 8th, right? Which is our bi-weekly paycheck. Okay, I'm just factoring in the base pay. Okay, so I know for some people that get paid bi-weekly, the weeks change, the days change throughout the months. That's okay as long as you map out, a good 6 months, saying, okay, boom, 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 boom. This is how it's gonna work. All right. Now we've got our bonus that's gonna come in somewhere around the end of this week or probably going into next week. Okay. So when I get paid on the 8th, very first move, okay, is we dump the income in. Even if you have bills due on the same day that you get paid. Right? I was just doing a scenario with another mom here in Florida where she's about to get her paycheck, or the husband's gonna get the paycheck. Same day they get paid is the same day they have to pay their mortgage. So what could confuse people is, oh, should I take a portion of my paycheck, leave it in the checking account, pay the mortgage, and then put the rest in the HELOC or the personal line of credit? No. The first move is always dump everything into the line of credit first to avoid that interest from accruing higher and higher. And then that same day, you're extracting money. Okay. So something that you can do if you know your bills really, really well, okay, is you can extract money the day before you get paid out of the line of credit. Let it sit there in the checking account. And then when you see your paycheck come in, like right in the morning, like Friday morning or whatever, put that transaction, boom, make a transfer, boom, right into the line of credit. I promise you're not going to pay anything in interest. It's going to be like a quick, like that. It's a wash. Okay. And it'll read, boom, his balance or her balance drops. You satisfy that month's payment. Okay. And we keep going. All right. So going back to most important month, right, is the first month when we do velocity banking, which in this case it was January. Made that first chunk, putting the income back in, taking expenses out. But now we have an opportunity to make a second chunk like immediately. Okay, we have the space, which is all right. And the other factor is we make good money. Okay, so when I'm talking to people that make like 5K or under, unless you got money sitting in savings or in other locations, trust me, I am not going to be advising you to make back-to-back chunks. I never want you maxing out the personal line of credit. Okay, only reason why I have that put in place, my little rule for me personally, is just in case something goes down, that at least I got extra money in that line of credit, because technically that line of credit is my savings account. Okay, if emergency happens, I pull from there first. I don't use my cash first. I pull from the line of credit first, and then I replace it with my savings. Quick transaction. It's a wash, and it doesn't cost you any interest to do that. Boom, boom. Real simple. All right. So coming back, we're gonna make an additional $10,000 chunk towards her student loans. And by the way, the student loans are at $57,000 originally when we first started talking. Okay. Another thing we did to increase our cash flow is I said, listen, pay the minimums on everything except for the debt that we're tackling. Okay. So she was paying like $1,800, $1,900 a month towards student loans. And then I think there was other debts where they're paying a little extra. Okay. So again, if you're in that situation where you're paying extra towards all these bills, that don't make no sense. You're going to get nowhere, because you're going to be paying interest there. You're going to be paying interest there. You're going to be paying interest here, there. Making extra payments is not the way to go to eliminate big debt like that. No way. You're not going to get nowhere. Okay. You're just going to be like running in the wheel, right? So when we do chunks, when you make a chunk, just by doing a chunk alone, automatically could potentially bring down the monthly payment, especially if it's a student loan or revolving debt. And also, on the back end of an amortization debt, like a mortgage, student loan, a car, on the back end, by you making a chunk on the front end, my friend, you are eliminating years, right? Months, years of interest payments. So that's how we shrink that debt. If you just made an extra payment of cash flow, that don't do you no good, right? Don't do you no good. It doesn't actually save you as much money as you think, okay? So that's why it's very, very important that we redirect money to one location, which is this, the line of credit. And then we leverage that line of credit to make big, fat chunks towards debts consistently every 3, 6 months, 7, 8, however it works out for you. Okay. So in this case, it's going to be like every 6 months that we're going to be chunking. Okay. So January, 10K, February, 10K. Balance drops to probably like somewhere around 37K. All right. So we're tackling student loans. Why are we tackling student loans? Because of the payment. Okay. For this situation, she doesn't have crazy credit card debt. She just has these big fat debts, student loan, and then 2 mortgages, and then other like big debt. Okay. Now, when we do this chunk, notice how the balance is going to rise. Okay. Right. We're also in the 7, so pay attention to the dates here. Right. We've got our chunk that we're doing, plus we need to take more money out to pay bills. Right. So she has a bill, same time, chunk, 10K, right, at the student loans, satisfies the student loan payment for the month of February, so we don't have to worry about it. We got this 1633. That's a mortgage payment. Here we go. Balance 15,112. Is that high class to this 20,000? Yeah, that's pretty high. Now, since I have income and bonus coming in next pay period, right? So somewhere along the 15th, she's gonna have this more income coming in. And I think I might have made a mistake here. She'll have to correct me. But I think she's collecting her paycheck either on the 15th or the 22nd, I believe. Yeah, which is right here. All right, so this is straight bonus. This is bonus and additional money on hand. That's another thing. So sometimes you might have money on hand plus income coming in. That money on hand plus income coming in, push that together. That's your total chunk back into the line of credit. Okay? Stay with me. All right? Now, once this goes in, boom, balance drops. Goes back up, right? I just basically added what's coming out for the rest of the month. Boom, we're going to be somewhere around 1538. Okay, and then come the 22nd, boom, we get this $3,600 flow coming in. And now, to make our results a little bit better, I said, all right, if we have this $20,000, okay, we're going to put in 2K each and every month. Okay, we're just going to push 2K into the line of credit at the first, right here. Money going in, 2K, the first of every month. All right, that's how we're going to flow this money little by little. Going to stick it in there. Okay, why are we doing that? It's a preference. Personally, she sleeps good at night knowing that there's still money in a savings account, in a checking account. Okay, that's like a personal preference, right? I deal with some of you guys, some families that are like, I don't know if I want to put all my savings into the line of credit. I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. Most of my scenarios, I don't even use extra money, right? But if you tell me you want to use it, hey, I'm going to strategically, start dumping some, not all at once, but some into that line of credit and just let it gradually bring the balance down. Okay. So we went from starting here to as high as here, 7, right? We went to as high as 15. And we end up somewhere along 9,438 plus interest costs. Okay. Now, what's interesting is people always get confused with this interest cost right here. This really isn't a cost. Why? Because of the amount of savings that we receive initially on the student loans. Okay. So there's an offsetting effect where she's not even going to see this. It's not going to bother her at all. Right? So throughout all the months, right? So this is just really just analyzing February of literally, this is how it looks. It could be a little scary. And you're like, damn, man, what the heck is this kid talking about? I am lost. Hey, that's the whole point of having an accountability partner to help you through the whole thing. You try to do this all on your own, never seeing the concept for the first time. I don't know how successful you'll be. You might make a mistake over here, over here. You might over chunk, right? Thinking you got money, but you really don't, because the money's going to come right back out. Some people get themselves confused. I've confused myself many times. But that's the whole point of having, two minds working together, getting everything real solid. Okay? So to really look at the whole year, if we're paying $1,100 monthly, there's going to be 4 months out of the year, this year, 2019, where she does not make an $1,100 monthly payment. We had January's chunk, February's chunk, okay? We're going to wait 6 months, okay, counting February, March, April, May, June, July. We're going to make a chunk in July. By then, her line of credit will be zeroed out. We're going to do a 14K chunk. Then we got July, August, September, October, November, December. And we'll make a final chunk in December of another 14K, which will wipe out the 57K owed. Okay? Just add it up. 14 plus 14 plus 10 plus 10 plus $8,800, which is $1,100 times 8 months, right? Because like I said, the 4 months, we're not making a payment. The payment was the chunk. Okay, your 14K, 1,100 of 14K makes the payment. The rest goes to principal. Remember, always call to make your chunk and let them know, hey, I want to pay February's payment and I want to make an additional principal only payment. And boom, satisfied. Okay? Always be very, very, very clear on that. Okay, let me stop right here. Let me see what questions came in because I've seen a lot of people typing. So I'm like, okay. Robin, what's up? Carl, how you doing, Carl? Let's see. Because of you, Velocity Banking finally makes sense, but my bank will only let me put money in my line of credit only up to the 10K limit. Am I missing something? Yeah, so Robin, let's say you make more than 10K a month and you only have a $10,000 line of credit. That's okay. Every time you zero out the line of credit, you're going to take money out and go chunk at something, right? So we're going to, when I'm looking at your numbers, we might have to apply the micro chunking method where we're, just throwing money at debt constantly because you make a lot of money. So there's going to be certain, just like for her in this situation right here, there's going to be times where she's got a lot of cash, okay? Between March and July, she is going to bring the line of credit back to zero, right? What does she do? Especially if we're using a credit card and more money is staying in the line of credit. So in a situation like that, when you zeroed out the line of credit, your bills are paid, and you have cash in your account, guess what? You are starting to see results. You are starting to see your cash flow gain and go up. That is an indication that you may be ready for the next chunk, right? So I hope that is pretty clear, Robin. But yeah, you can't put more than your credit limit. So what do? After doing velocity banking for 6 months, 9 months, almost a year? We go back to the credit union and say, hey, give me more money. So now you're creating more money out of thin air just by utilizing your good credit score, right? So very, very important to have good credit here. Okay, let's see. Carl says velocity banking is a lifestyle. It is. Velocity banking is a lifestyle. This is not something you look at once a month. Like, you've got to be very dedicated. Mom right here, mom's got to be dedicated, man. If she messes up, it's going to cost her money. So she needs to know the key dates, when the money's coming in, when the money's coming out. How do I use my credit card? Right? This $3,900 right here, she's real smart. So on the 19th, pretty much of every month, is when the credit card is due. Okay? So what she does from the 1st to the 19th of the prior month, and then after, she's running all the expenses, right? So so with a credit card, it's cool. You can pay your bills like ahead of time, not pay any interest up until the due date, right? When the due date comes, She pays off the balance in full from here. Mind you, that whole time, she's been collecting income from all these different places. So all that income, after she pulls it out of there, wash, right? Quick wash, boom, puts it right back in the line of credit. Look, the interest cost each and every month for her is going to be like no more than $100. That is peanuts. Do you know how much interest she's paying over here on the student loans alone? A few $100s a month. You know how much interest she's paying on the mortgage? Oh my God, right? Interest for days, okay? So, hope that was clear. Velocity banking is a lifestyle. Let's see, I'm doing velocity banking with a credit card. However, only one bank offers personal line of credit. The other banks will offer overdraft, like checking lines of credit. Okay. Which way? Less credit, and no bank offers HELOC. All right. So then your job, Iris, is to go ahead and build your credit so that we can get to that personal line of credit. And now we'll have both a credit card and a personal line of credit. And you'll be jumping between the two, potentially what mom is doing here on the board. Okay. Jeremy says, started velocity banking on a small scale with my wife. She had a couple small credit card balances and I got them paid off in 1 month. Now they want to increase her line already. Yeah, that happens. They're going to hit you with the offers. Let me tell you, after doing velocity banking for like a good 6 months, oh my God, Capital One, Bank of America, Chase, Wells, Credit One, all of them, they're going to be dumping mail, right? They're going to be sending so much mail offers to you. Listen, ignore it all. Just ignore it. Stick to what you got. Don't get confused. Don't get any ideas. Oh, let me do balance transfer and Yo, relax, right? Don't do all that. Stick to the system. Let the system work for you. And then utilize your credit instead of applying for all those dumb credit cards. Increase this. And then get the HELOC, right? Later on. Get a big fat HELOC, right? And we keep going. Let's see. Helping my mother next will be a challenge because she has no cash flow, but with your videos, at least have some direction. Thanks for the kingdom knowledge. You know it, man. Even with no cash flow, we got to start thinking, okay, 10x. How do I 10x my life? How do I 10x my income? That's all I got to be thinking about. What is my purpose in life? As a mom, as a dad, as a millennial, listen, man, I know I haven't been put on this earth out of the billions of sperm cells that were traveling, right? And I made it out of all them come into this earth to work a freaking job for 40 years. That is not it, okay? That is a portion, right? But that's not it. There's so much more you have to offer than your job to this world, to this society. You would be doing a disservice if all you did was just work, right? So this mom right here, mom, wife, kids, what she probably cooks, she does. I know what mom does, right? Cooks, cleans, takes the kids to school. I mean, she works this really. I mean, if she's making this kind of money, I know that job got to be stressful sometimes. I know that job got to be stressful. Okay, but she's doing that, and then she got to come home, and then she got to do that, and now she's got the Amazon business, and then she's got another business, and I mean, mom is right all over the place, right? But she's keeping it together. Got the kingdom in order. She's got her authority, and she's got her velocity banking concept keeping her in line, keeping her moving forward. She knows exactly what she needs to do with her life. She's got to wipe this debt out so we can create financial freedom for the entire household. And that's how your mom needs to be thinking, Mr. Jeremy. I mean, you got to press this on her, man. I was pressing my mom for years. I said, Mom, we got to do something. We got to do something. Come on. 53 years old, or maybe you're 55, or maybe you're 60 or 70. It ain't over. It ain't over. I'm telling you, it's not over. We got to get this stuff right here. This is what they do. This is what the rich people do, man. All day long, and they're just running the numbers. Does this make sense? Does that make sense? No? Okay, cool. Let's see, John. But it makes sense that you only want to pay down your line of credit to 0. The important thing is maybe starting infinite banking. Okay, John. Yeah, that's a move. Okay, but when I'm working with families, I think majority of people, their focus is just, yo, get me out of debt. Get me out of debt. And then we can talk about infinite banking, starting a whole life policy and creating wealth and investing in real estate. That'll come. Let it come. Let's wipe out the debt. Let's get our cash flow right. Let's give ourselves options. Okay. Let's see. Ruben, can't stay today, but question on whole life. Do the premiums not cut into some of the guaranteed ROI? Just wanted to hear your thoughts. We'll watch recording later. Okay, Mr. Ruben, if you're no longer with us, have a good day at work. So his question was, with the whole life policy, does the premium affect the guaranteed dividends? No. The premium, right? The premium itself is going to be paying you back a return of premium, which is the dividend. A dividend, by definition, in life insurance means return of premium. So that means you paid a premium throughout the year, and then they returned some of it back to you in the form of cash value on top of the overfunding that we were doing anyways, okay? But okay, so John says, if your line of credit is close to 0, it's time to decide which debt to tackle next and get your chunk to attack it. Correct. Okay? It may or may not be true, okay? For her, if you were to run this through, okay? And I did it right here in my notes all the way up until May, right, of 2019, her balance on the line of credit goes to about $6,802, and that's just using her base. That's just using her base and her rental income, because those are like guaranteed each and every month. And then this little other income right here. So anything above that is extra. Okay. So somewhere around May, the balance is at 6K. So we go from 9, right, to then March, April, May, we're at around 6, right? June, July, the line of credit is either going to be at 0 or she's going to owe close to 0, like somewhere around like 2 or 3K, right? And that's perfect. That's plenty of space to make a $14,000 chunk, which would bring the balance back up to somewhere around here, and then boom, we end the month at a lower amount, right? Somewhere around 9K, 10K again. You'll notice how the money just seems to show a pattern. You're like, oh, okay, cool, not bad. Let's see. Walter says, don't forget about the credit card transfer fee that can be between 3 to 5%. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that in this scenario here because we're not doing transfers or anything like that. We don't have to worry about that. Let's see. Cool. Albert says he's got credit cards that are boosting him up. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Bowler guy says just got approved for 15,000 line of credit with Navy Federal Credit Union. Awesome. I'm hearing a lot of examples of people getting personal lines of credit with Navy Federal. And it seems like you guys are getting approved left and right. So maybe their criteria is not so hard. And the other cool thing is I know Navy Federal is nationwide. I believe they're in every state. I'm not too sure. But it seems like getting a line of credit with Navy Fed don't seem too difficult to get. Okay. I know their max is 15,000, I believe. I think their max is 15,000. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Navy Fed, it's a checking line of credit, not a personal line of credit, but maybe you can correct me, Bowler. Maybe they have both, checking line of credit and personal line of credit. Okay. Let's see. If credit card increases your credit, call them, ask them to decrease. No, I don't want that. Let them keep giving me more money. If you already have active credit card accounts and they want to give you more, let them. It increases your debt to income. It lowers your utilization. Okay? You like that. We like that. Getting further and further away from, maxed out debt to credit, so to speak. So if you have 50,000 of credit amongst all your credit cards, your line of credit, installment loans, let's just say it's 50,000 and you owe 50,000, that's not great. That's bad. Okay? We don't want that. Now, we start doing velocity banking, right? You start to chop debt away. And let's say some of the first debts we paid off were revolving credit cards, and they want to go ahead and give you more money, let them, because now it's going to look like you owe less, right? It's going to look like you owe a lot less, and your credit score goes up, right? So it's a nice little, nice little rhythm there that you can do. I never let them decrease my credit, man. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Macy's try to pull that game on me. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I shop at Macy's, not often, but I go. What's up? And so I got one big American Express Macy's card, and then I have a Macy's store card. It had like 2,000 available credit, and they shrink that thing. They shrinked it to $300 because I was always using the Amex card. Because the Amex card I can use anywhere and get points and rewards and things like that. You know. So I was like, I'll let them close it on me. I won't close it. We'll see what happens there. But anyways, coming back to the board, okay? Let's not get sidetracked. We did our chunk in February, right? Expenses came out, income goes back in, plus her bonus, okay? More expenses come out for the rest of the month, and we level out. End of February, her balance owed on the personal line of credit should be somewhere around this number, just under 10K, a little over 9K, right? And somewhere in between. We go to July, we do our chunk. We go to December, we do our chunk. I'm gonna give you some numbers here, okay? Of all her debt payments throughout the month, and we're gonna add them all up and see how much debt did we pay in a 12-month period. Conservatively, we're trying to find a number, and we take that number and we divide it by that and see what we get, okay? So look, I want you to write down the $1,100 student loan payment times that by 8 months, okay? You get $8,800. I want you to take the initial 10K chunk plus the 10K chunk in February, that's 20,000. Plus the 14 and the 14, okay? Add all those up, we're at 48,000, okay? Then this 1899, that is the payment on her rental property, okay? So you take the 1899 times by 12, okay? 1633. These are bi-weekly mortgage payments on her resident, on her primary mortgage, okay? So you take that 1633 times it by 2, then you times it by 12. Now we're at somewhere around 39, 40K, okay? And then she has another personal debt between family. She pays $250 a month. So take the 250 times 12, 3,000. So if you were to add the 3, the 39, the 22, right? The mortgage, add all that up. My number is $121,780 in 12 months. Mom, with all the other tasks and all the other work and everything that she's doing, she's managing and fixing velocity banking into her lifestyle. And together, we will wipe out $121,000. Okay, that's interest included. Okay, interest included. All right, because obviously some of that debt that we're paying, some of it goes towards interest, obviously. So it's not all principal, right? You were to take that number, 121,780, divided by the 814, my friend, we're gonna be debt free in 6.6 years or less. How awesome is that? 6.6 years or less. And conservatively, we do, for mom, we did 4 chunks for this 12-month year. 4 chunks, right? 4. The 14, the 14, the 10, and the 10. Not bad at all. Okay. Any questions on how I got the total debt number that we pay for the month? If that was pretty clear, hope you're taking notes and all that good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Albert, you are right. My utilization is 6%. And my credit score went from 7% to 7.87. Yep. What is the difference between a checking line of credit and a regular line of credit? Okay, I've never had a checking line of credit. Depending on the bank, there are certain limitations with them. Like maybe they don't allow you to use it how you want to. You might have to write a check to take money out of that to put into your checking account. Not too sure. This is not for all. I've got situations where a checking line of credit is the same as a personal line of credit. Okay. And then there are situations where they're not the same. Okay. That's why it's so important for you to read your terms. Ask a ton of questions to the banker before you apply for that HELOC, for that personal line of credit, all that good stuff. Okay. And keep in mind, the bank is going to play games with you. Okay. Keep that in mind. They're your friend until they play games. Okay. When the bank wants to play games, walk away. Right. If they don't want to play games, they want to give you our personal line of credit. They want to give you that HELOC exactly how you want it. Revolving, simple interest, unlimited transactions, no draw period, no requirement, principal and interest payments, like solid. If that's what it is, thank you. Have a nice day. I was dealing with a situation, gentleman got approved for a $50,000 HELOC, and then right up till the end, when he went to sign, it showed him taking out $50,000. I said, they're playing games. They're playing games, man. Call her back up. Call that lady back up. Said she made a mistake because it says in the other paperwork that we were only taking out 25,000. Why are they playing games with you? Right? You know how bad that would be for him if they made him take out 50K all at once? You know how bad that would be? The guy only makes like $4,000 a month. That would be bad. Okay? And we don't want that. Let's see. Hello. Something 76. How are you? New to the channel. Glad to found your channel. This is very good info that you're giving to everyone. Yeah, man. People, you know how much people pay to learn this? Oh my God. I hear the stories. How they paid $5,000 for some software that's supposed to tell them how to get out of debt. And then they're still in debt. And now you're in the hole for $5,000. I'm blown. I'm like, wow, so you paid $5,000 just for velocity banking, or 3,000. And sometimes it makes sense, because if you think about it, if you learned velocity banking and it costs you $3,000 to learn it, but you're going to save $300,000 of interest, then that would make total sense. Do it. The problem is there's not very many teachers teaching you velocity banking, taking you step by step by step, right? It's like it's like you buy the program, and then they throw you, they throw you into the Facebook group. Oh yeah, here you go. The whole community. Everyone, doing their thing. I mean, I myself, I went through some of those things, kind of scavenging, looking around. I'm like, dang, man, y'all making a lot of money charging these people thousands of dollars for velocity banking. I got a little upset because I'm just trying to learn it. Like, like, let me just learn it. Like, is there like a little class that I can take? Nothing, no classes. Like, the only company that I've seen that is teaching velocity banking really, really nicely, you know, and, it's not like super, super expensive, but it is an investment, is Renatus. I like Renatus. I like what they do. I like their name. I like where they come from. I like their ethics. Okay. Decent. Now there's good and bad in everything. Okay. But in the area that I'm in, found a decent group. Like them. My mom goes there, right? I literally bought the service just to send my mom so that she can go create something. Go get us a deal, man. Let's go fix and flip a property. Let's change our lives, you know? So, man, gotta learn this stuff. And you said you're new to the channel, man. Listen, work with me. Go to my website. Go to my in the description below. Check out my website. Check out my Patreon page. See what service fits your budget. Let's get to work. Why are we playing games? Why are we playing games? Let's go to work. You got debt, let's wipe it out, right? And then we can start talking about, life insurance, right? Mr. Cruz says for this example here that she should open a whole life policy. Yeah, maybe she should. That would be a wise option somewhere down the road, right? I want to get her cash flow like rocking. I mean, it's ridiculous. I make all this freaking money and I got that cash flow? No, no. So we got to fix that first, and then we can talk about, establishing that kingdom fund, establishing that, those assets, right? And then over like a year or two, we're gonna max out this line of credit. We're gonna try and get the highest we possibly can, and then we'll try to get a HELOC on our primary mortgage and really start making moves, making lots of moves. So, are there any other questions before we wrap up? If there's a question that I missed or didn't answer, type it in again if I didn't answer it or if it wasn't clear. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up class because it's been an hour. I really like having you guys here. I got a dose of energy today. I'm going to be calling a lot of people today, working on velocity banking methods, working with people. I'm working with one family. We're putting policies on everyone. I love it. I love it. It's solid. I mean, and they're doing velocity banking at the same time, which is really cool. And they're going to be investing in real estate, hopefully. All right, let's see. I paid over $5K to learn velocity banking, and I'm still in debt. They don't help enough. They just give you a little guidance at first, then nothing. And that's sad, you know? And that's why velocity banking has such a bad reputation, like all over the internet. Everyone says velocity banking doesn't work. Oh, they charge thousands of dollars and all this stuff. And they're right. Like, you compare my service to theirs, what I'm doing right now, oh my God. What they charge for what I'm doing right now with you, you would lose your head. I mean, you'd be like, Why so much, man? You know, ridiculous, ridiculous. I would only pay that amount of money to build my credit, or to get funding. I would pay that kind of money, or something on top of velocity banking. Like maybe you're going to teach me velocity banking and then how to invest in real estate. I'll pay that any day, you know. Um, let's see. As we wrap up, thanks for having you here today. Love you guys. Like I said, check out my description. Check out my website. You want to work with me one-on-one. You want to just have a consultation, an hour, or you just want to get your mind clear. You just want to talk. Let's talk. Let's get this down. Okay. If you are a business owner, okay, and you're looking to build your business credit, right? Building the business credit side so that we can fund big projects or big deals. Hey, I'm going through a program right now. I just invested a couple G's, right? And I'm going to go through this program where I build my business credit. I'm going to document the whole thing. I'm going to try and document the whole thing, a couple videos, and then post it throughout the channel. And then whoever wants to do it with me, it's real cool. You can just they have a service where you can just um, have them teach you and you do it yourself, or you can pay the premium package and they tell you everything and it's like step by step by step by step, real cool. So you guys can definitely check that out. And let's see, any other last final? Can you get a HELOC on rental properties? No, you cannot. Only on personal homes, to my knowledge. Robert says, love your content, much blessings. Are you still taking on members? I am. I have one program that you can actually hire me. Okay, one program. My Velocity Banking Intensive, $997, one time. That's it. You have me for life. As long as it takes you to pay off the debt. Unlimited consultations. Boom. Let's go. Let's get ready to work. Right? And then if you want to give to my channel financially and help me grow, help me keep doing this, helping more moms all across the United States and even overseas, hey, you can give financially, just give. And then I can also spend time with you as well at those different tier levels on my Patreon page. So yes, always working with people, always taking new people in. All right, guys. Love you. I will be making, I'll probably do another live stream over the weekend. We'll see. All right. Content going to be coming at you weekly. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Stay well. God bless.